we have 12 people. They're my distinct objects. And we want to divide them into committees. So now we're just thinking of groups. Don't care about the order, but of the following sizes, of sizes 3, 4, and 5, respectively. Okay, so the first thing to recognize is that this is a multinomial coefficient problem, right? Because once you've used up a person, they're not in the committee anymore. This is like our very last problem on the homework, just so you know. So you could write it as 12, choose 3, then of the remaining choose 4, then of the remaining choose 5. That is a fine answer as is. If somehow you want to simplify it, that. Okay? Now, it can get a little tricky sometimes, so I'm going to ask you this question. Let's say we have 10 kids and we want to split them into 2 teams of 5. Okay, I'm going to say 2 teams, 1 of 6 and other size 4. What's your answer? Kittens. Anybody want to tell me? Okay. No? Is this multinomial? No tuning me out. Thank you. Wait a minute. Did you mean to have so many 6s? So you're going to put 6 in the first group and then 4 in the next. There we go. And that's going to reduce to 6 factorial, 4 factorial. Good. Now, what if I asked you this question? I'm going to change it just a hair. 10 kids split into 2 teams, each size 5. You're like, isn't that the same? But it is, and Tommy's got it. Oops. So let's talk about why it's not just this, which is tempting, right? That seemed to work above. Why did Tommy then go and divide it by 2? Which is correct. There's something very different about this problem than the one above it. Any non-Tommy people want to tell me? They're the same size. Okay. Yeah. So if I just counted this, it's going to talk about everybody of this. It's going to count, like if I put 5 of you over here and 5 of you over there and then told you all to switch sides, it's still the same 2 team v team, right? Because you are the same size. So because they're the same size, we're going to divide it out by 2. And that is exactly right. Okay, so what if I asked you this? 15 kids split into 3 teams size 5. I'm getting to write too big. Anybody else want to give it a shot?
Would it be like 15 and then 5, 5, 5 divided by 3?
Close, except the overcount is not because there's 3 of them. What's happening is it's taking the 3 groups and it's counting every permutation of those 3 groups. That's got
it. Divide by 3 factorial.
Yes, and even though the 2 up here is correct, but to make it make more sense, we're going to do this. Wait, what are you saying, Jalen? Oh, well, I mean, if you're splitting people up into 2 teams, and we'll call, and this 5 people over here and 5 people over there, and we'll call that A and that B, and we say switch sides. Well, that's still the same 2 groups playing each other. So they are different because they're different sizes. They're the same size. That's not really a new game. They've just changed the sides of the field. If you want to think about it in terms of that. Whereas a 6 and a 4 is different than a 4 and a 6. The order is based on size. Okay. All right, here's another question. Let's say you have a football team with 20 offensive players and 20 defensive players. And they're playing an away game. And they are going to stay at a hotel. With 2 people per room. How many ways can we, and we don't care about who's we don't need to keep offensive together and defensive together or not keep them together. We don't care. We're just going to take these people and put 2 per room. What do we think we got? Oh, here's the motor. I'll put it up close. First of all, how many people do we have? We have 40 total, right? So really what we're doing here is you're going to split that 40 into 2, 2, 2, and so forth. How many times? How many groups of size 2 do we have?
20.
20, yes. So we have 20 pairs. But since moving into a different room, as long as you're staying with your partner, doesn't change any way we're splitting up the group, we don't want to count for all the permutations of those. So what should we divide out? 20 factorial. Does everybody see that? So basically, it is 40 factorial over 2 factorial raised to the 20th power divided by 20 factorial.